And continuing our coverage from the PDAC, with me is Ian Ball, president of McEwen Mining. Ian, thanks for joining me today.
Alex, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having us.
So let's get started with the El Gallo 1 in Mexico. Now, this is a project that's really come online much quicker than anticipated. What brought it to this level so quickly?
A lot of it is looking at the grade. It's a relatively high grade asset for open pit heap leach in Mexico. It's running about 2 grams a ton, so you don't have to build these big crushers or heap leach pads because you only have to process a small amount of material compared to some of the other mines.
Now let's go back to cost cutting. We spoke about it briefly in Denver Gold Forum. Now at that point, you guys were well on your way with reducing costs at site. Are these efforts continued?
Yeah, definitely. But it's not only it's cost cutting for the sake of cost cutting. We're looking at going to the Caterpillar factory in a few months. We've had talks with them. How can you create 100-ton electric haul trucks? We talked about with FLS Schmidt, who does the refineries and Merrill Crowe's for the process plant. How can we create these smaller so we pour more often? So rather than having a plant that has 2 weeks of capacity, how could you have so you pour every day and make everything a fraction of the size? So we're trying to save on all fronts by bringing in new innovations, by dealing directly with the manufacturers.
Now, let's move on to Mexican mining reform, I guess, in the country. Now, we've seen it with earnings coming out from major companies. The taxes are being felt. Now, how do you feel about a good jurisdiction like this just coming out and kind of changing the rules?
Mexico had more new mines in the past 10 years than any other country that I can think of. And then when you pose a new tax on an industry, you should be very careful when you do that because it takes a long time for capital to return. I think what Mexico did is it's going to be harmful for the mining sector in the country. You're going to see exploration slowing down, mine building slowing down, and it puts a question mark where previously there wasn't one. On the flip side, the royalties were imposed so the communities around the mines could benefit from additional revenue. And I think it's going to be important for the Mexican government, and also for the Canadian government, to work in partnership to ensure that money does flow back to the communities and doesn't stay in Mexico City.
All right, let's wrap up with gold prices. Now, it's a bit of a surprising start to 2014 when you look back at pundits in late 2013. It's supposed to be doom and gloom here, but so far we're jumped up quite a bit. Now, I'd like to see what you have to say about gold prices. I know Rob McEwen, we all know Rob McEwen likes $5,000 gold. What does Ian Ball like?
Well, I'm thinking a little bit short term. Rob is thinking 5,000 over the next 3 to 4 years. I think for the rest of this year, we're at 1350 today. I think we're going to see some bumps along the way. I still think we need a bit of a correction for probably what we've seen at 1350. But I think over the course of this year, we'll probably end up between 14 and 1500.
Great, thanks, Ian. Much appreciated. And thank you for watching our continued coverage of the PDAC. If you have any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to send them to newsfeedback@kitco.com. Thanks for watching.